Hello, my crafty friends. Um, I did a video where I showed how to think outside the tutorial to make journals out of file folders, and I made this one. And when I decorated it, somebody said I must have decorated it in a live stream because I couldn't figure out which video it was. But somebody commented on the video and said, I have a bunch of those kind of folders. Could you please show me how you made that? So that's what I'm going to do today. And I'm going to make two. And because that's two different ideas of how you can use it. One of them, I'm going to use painty papers. And this is real easy. For the pages on this one, you just cut them in half. Just take it, cut it right directly in half, punch holes in it. And then you get this. And you can see the holes. Now, I have this old hole punch that you can adjust these bars to where you want to punch holes. So I put them in this one and this one because that's exactly where I need to punch holes for this file folder. They line up exactly with right here and right here. And so I did my very first painty paper swap was quite a while ago, actually. And it was with Glenna Crowell and Kelly Graybo. And I have both of their papers here. And I've cut them in half, and I made two signatures. I decided they were my first swap, so they need to be in a journal together. I've just been hoarding them in the envelopes. I haven't done anything with them because they were just beautiful and I love them. But I'm going to put them. I'm going to put them in here. So that's one of them. And this size paper, the 8.5 by 11 cut in half, works perfect for this size of an overlap flap. When you make something bigger, your flap gets smaller. So you keep that in mind. If you make it bigger than half of an 8.5 by 11, then this gets smaller. And I'm going to do one like that too, just so you can see the difference. And the paper I chose for that one is this. It looked like this. It was in a ledger. And what I did was just cut it off right there. And then I cut that in half. It was real easy. Cut everything right here and then cut it on 24. So it didn't take but a minute to cut all these pages. And then I punched holes in them with my handy hole punch, just like I did the painty papers. But as you can see, they're about that much wider. So I won't have as big of a overlap for this one. There'll be enough, but it won't be as big. Now, the first step to make either one of these is to fold your file folder backwards. And then you want to turn it around because this is where you're going to be measuring. And I would just go ahead and line up your paper over the holes where they're going to be. And you'll see that there's this extra space here. And so you could cut that off if you want to. And that might help you have a little more overlap. I didn't do that on the ones I made before, but I think I will on this particular one. At least a little bit. And find my a paper cutter. Oh, here it is. Okay. And I'm not going to cut it a bunch, but every little bit helps when it comes to the getting that overlap. Okay, so just cut that off. That's real easy. You just want to make sure you have enough extra here that when you line your papers up, right here, they don't go out past it. So I just cut off a little bit. And then what I did, just to be sure, is I just went ahead and put the papers in. like that, so I could know where to mark this. And I'm going to give it just a little bit of space. Not a tremendous amount, but just a little bit, because this has to fold over all these papers. So I'm going to give it a little bit of space, and I'm going to make a mark. I'm going to make a mark right here. And then I'm going to take the papers back out. And then I'm going to fold those back down so I don't stab myself with them. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut right along this line all the way to right here, to where I made that dot. And that's as far as I'm going to go. And I used an X-Acto knife when I did it before, but my cutting mat got taken in the house, and I don't want to go in after it. So I'm just going to very carefully cut along this line. Okay. Now in doing that, then you've got your two flaps. So one of them, this shorter one, we're going to fold and make a pocket. But first, we kind of have to do the same thing. I'm just going to go ahead and, I'm not going to be decorating these today, so I'm just going to go ahead and put the papers in. That'll help me know where to fold my thing back and everything. Okay. But it's not easy to cut the cut the file folder if you've already got paper in there. So that's why I had taken them back out. This is really a very simple process. Okay. Now this longer one, we're going to leave this way because that's going to be our flap that goes over. But this one, we want to bend it over where it would be. That is not going to make a very big flap. I think I'm going to go ahead and cut it to the edge of the paper. Just that little bit more will make a difference. You don't get, like I said, it's amazing how much it reduces your little pocket here. But it's just kind of a tuck spot anyway, so it's okay. And then you fold that under there so you know where it is. Okay, now when you're gonna take this and this, and I'm gonna use score tape, but right there you're gonna glue those together. So that way you will have this pocket in here. So you have to shut this side so that you have a pocket. So let me get the score tape. It probably would have been easier to do this without the paper in there too, but I wasn't thinking. I'm just going to stick that score tape right down there. Really kind of burnish it. I'm just going to pull that off, and I'm going to take this and go straight down with it. Okay. Now we have a pocket right here that we can put stuff in. And then we'll have a little tuck spot over here. If you want to, you could put some, let's go ahead and fold this over. If you want to, you could go ahead and maybe add some paper here. So this would be a bigger pocket. You know, you could just add it right on the top of this, like some scrapbook, you know, cardstock or something like that. I may do that. I may do that. But right now, I'm just going to leave it like that. Okay. And now, then you've got this that is your flap. And there's your journal. Easy peasy. Now, on the one that I did here, I went ahead and put 2 holes, one on this side and one on this side. And then I put my, I tied a knot in the cord right here. And then I figured out how long I needed it, and I tied a knot in the cord right there. I just made it really easy. But you can see how much more this one closes. But it's not a terrible amount. This is better because I cut this off a little bit. This one is better than the my first one I did with bigger paper. Okay, I'm going to move these aside. And now we're going to do the same thing for the one with painty paper. I'm going to put some painty paper in here. Just one will be enough, actually. And then I'm going to, I'll put my pencil up. Okay. I'm going to mark it right there. And you actually could give this one a little extra room. So let's do it right there. Okay. And then we're going to trim it right on that middle fold. And these particular folders have some plastic that makes them stronger. And that's nice. Most regular file folders don't have that. Okay, we're going to go right there. And then I'm going to go ahead and fold it. Right here. If you hold this down straight against that and fold it, then it'll keep it here. This is how I did it the first time. I don't know why I did it different just a minute ago. That worked too, but this is easier. Okay. Now then, this is going to be my flap to go around, and this is going to be my pocket. And I'm going to go ahead and trim this off a little bit too, because I think that was a good idea. I think that was a good idea. Okay. Now let's put our painty papers in, just so you can see how it works. And after I get this one put together, I'll come back and paint it like I did that other one. This is one I think I like painting once it's put together, because there's this big part in here that I think is fine not to be painted. It's kind of a waste of paint to paint it, and your papers will, you know, all the stuff you're storing, it'll be easier to get in and out if you don't have it painted. Okay, see, I have plenty of room here because of where I cut it. I don't know if y'all have seen those notebooks that they have two They're two-sided, so you can put, whoa, okay, this is not going in there as easily. There we go. They weren't quite perfect, I guess. Um, where you flip it over and you do like one subject on one side and the other subject on the other side. Well, that's kind of what this is like. Um, okay, now then I'm going to use this. Let me mark it. Okay. Should have marked it on the outside. Oh well, it'll be all right. And I'm going to bend it there and there. Okay. And then I'm going to bring it in like this. And then this is our flap. Now we have to do the same thing. We have to put this score tape here. I'm just going to stick it under there. Varnish it real good. And then we're going to just bring this right straight down on top of it. Okay. Now then, I've got a pocket right here. And I just realized something that I forgot about. Right in here, you're going to need to put something there too. And since I already didn't, I didn't do it, I'm gonna glue that one. It would have been better if I'd done that first. So learn from me. You should never do a tutorial without rethinking your process again because you think you remember what you did. Okay. That's going to need to be held shut. When I did it the first time, I wasn't trying to show somebody and do it quickly. I was just playing around. So we get some clamps. I think we're going to go ahead and put 4 just to be safe. Okay. Now here you've got your pot, your little tuck spot, and there's your wraparound. Now, one thing I'll show you with this one, since I don't have to worry about whether the glue is going to hold or not. See, I did the score tape first here, and then I did it on the side, and so so I got it, my pocket. But when you open up this journal, you open it like this. So you go to the second one, not the first one, the second one, and then you work. And if you want to work on the other side, you open it like this, and there's your second side. So they're kind of backwards, from each other. So one opens and it's looking that way, and this one opens and it's looking this way. Anyway, it's just a little bit different take on a journal. I think it'll be fun to have painty papers in one. Let's go ahead and glue this one too, since I didn't do that before. I'm going to take these papers out. because it'll be a lot easier to glue it if I don't have those in there. Okay. Now then, I'm going to make this a more precise fold too. Okay. Now then, we're going to put some glue in here, and we will use the clips on it too. It's a big enough pocket. It's not going to hurt anything to have if the glue oozes up. But I like the score tape better because you know it's pretty precise exactly what it's like. Because I don't have papers in here, I'm only going to use 3 clips. Also because I only have 3 clips here left. Okay. Well, there you go. There's your painty paper journal and a ledger journal. And like I said, if you want to put this kind of a closure on it, you can punch 2 holes in it and just put it in there. You could punch 1 hole in it and just put your thing through and tie a knot if you want to do it that way. You could also use, some kind of elastic band, like a hairband or something that goes all the way around. You can wrap the ribbon around it and tie it, do whatever you want to close it, but there it is. I hope that the person who asked me to do this sees this video, because I could not find who it was, and that makes me feel really bad because I wanted to let them personally know that I had finally made the video for them, but hopefully they will see it. Okay. Thank you, and God bless.